in the ancient land that would one day be called Vietnam, where rivers coiled like silver serpents through emerald plains, and the mountains whispered secrets to the dawn, there stood a kingdom unlike any other. It was the age of bronze and iron, when the gods still walked unseen among mortals. This was the time of Âu Lạc and its ruler, King An Dương Vương, whose destiny would burn bright and then fall into ruin, like a star fading into the sea. Long before the world was divided by empires, An Dương Vương ruled a small but proud land, carved from the heart of mountains and marsh. He dreamed of peace, not conquest. But the winds of war blew from the north, and his people, weary of invasion, needed strength. Hundreds of workers constructing giant earthen ramparts in a spiral shape, wooden scaffolding, bronze tools, woven straw hats, simple loincloths. One night, under a sky of restless clouds, the king climbed the high hill of Phong Kê. He gazed upon the land that stretched before him, rivers gleaming like threads of light, forests dark and deep, and he swore to build a citadel so mighty that no enemy could ever breach its walls. He called it Koh Loa, the spiral citadel, shaped like the coils of a snail shell, an eternal symbol of defense, resilience, and unity. But the task was cursed from the start. Each night, the walls that workers built by day collapsed into dust by dawn. The ground trembled, strange lights flickered across the hills. It was as if the spirits themselves opposed him. One night, as the king wandered among the ruins of his unfinished citadel, he cried to the heavens, "If this fortress is meant to guard my people, why do the gods destroy it? Have I angered heaven?" The wind answered in whispers. Then, out of the mist, a figure appeared, half human, half divine, his eyes glowing like the heart of a storm. He introduced himself as Thon Kim Quai, the golden turtle spirit, guardian of the southern seas. "Do not despair, my king," the spirit said. "Your enemies are strong, but heaven has not forsaken you. The walls fall because the demons of the old land still linger beneath them. Tomorrow, find where they hide and banish them." The next day, the king followed the spirit's command. His men dug deep into the earth, and there they uncovered the bones of a serpent god coiled in eternal anger. After a solemn ritual, the spirit's blessing calmed the land. The golden turtle returned once more, bearing a gift of divine power, a golden claw, radiant and warm like the sun itself. "Forge this into the trigger of your crossbow," the spirit said, "and it shall protect your kingdom. One shot from this weapon can fell 1,000 enemies." The king bowed low. He named the weapon Lin No, the sacred crossbow. From that day on, Koh Loa Citadel rose from the earth like a miracle. Its walls stood tall, curling in 9 mighty spirals, a fortress unmatched in the ancient world. Years passed. Under An Dương Vương rule, Âu Lạc flourished. Farmers sowed the fertile plains, bronze drums thundered in celebration, and trade flowed across the Red River like lifeblood. The people believed the gods themselves guarded their king. No invader dared challenge the magic of the crossbow, but power, as always, draws envy. In the north, the ambitious Trieu Ja, lord of the southern kingdom of Nam Viet, watched with growing concern. He saw in Âu Lạc not a neighbor, but a rival. So Trieu Ja sent his armies southward. The clash shook the heavens, but when An Dương Vương raised his golden crossbow, lightning seemed to strike from its strings. The invaders fell like stalks of rice before the scythe. Trieu Ja's army retreated in terror. Peace returned, but not for long, for Trieu Ja was cunning. If strength could not conquer Âu Lạc, then deceit would. Years passed, and An Dương Vương only daughter, Mỵ Châu, blossomed into a woman of grace and kindness. Her beauty was known across lands, but her heart was gentle, untouched by war. Trieu Ja, ever patient, saw opportunity in her innocence. He sent his son, Trong Thuy, under the guise of peace, to Koh Loa as an emissary. The young man was charming, well-spoken, and earnest. He praised the king's wisdom, admired the splendor of the citadel, and soon won Mỵ Chau's heart. Love, that eternal blindfold of mortals and gods alike, bloomed in secret corridors. And Dương Vương, believing peace had finally come, agreed to their marriage. Thus, a bond of blood was forged, not of friendship, but of fate. Yet Trong Thui's heart was divided, torn between love and loyalty. For his father had ordered him to find the secret of the magic crossbow. One quiet evening, as the moonlight spilled across the citadel's towers, Mỵ Châu showed Trong Thui her father's weapon. The crossbow said to hold 1,000 deaths. "It's only a legend," she said softly, laughing. "A claw of gold forged into its heart. My father keeps it close." Her voice trembled not from fear but from love's trust, a trust that would doom them all. That night, while she slept, Trong Thui crept into the armory. He replaced the golden trigger with a replica and fled to his father's camp in the north. The next dawn, the drums of war thundered once more. The enemy came swift and ruthless. From the northern plains, Triuja's legions advanced, armor gleaming, banners roaring like waves. And Duong Vuong stood upon the walls of Ko Loa, calm and fearless. "Let them come," he said. "The gods are with us." He lifted the sacred crossbow, pulled the string. Nothing, no thunder, no light, no magic. The weapon that had once turned armies to ash was now lifeless wood and metal. A shadow of realization crossed the king's face. The betrayal had come not from his enemies, but from within his own walls. The gates fell. Ko Loa burned. The kingdom that had once shone like a pearl of the south was consumed by fire and sorrow. With the citadel in ruins, and Duong Vuong fled on horseback, his daughter beside him. They rode through forests and valleys, past rivers that ran red with the blood of their people. Behind them, Triuja's armies pursued without rest. The king's once proud crown was stained with dust and tears. He turned to his daughter, broken by betrayal and grief. "Why has heaven abandoned us?" he cried. "Was my faith not enough?" At the edge of the sea, when all hope seemed lost, the waters began to shimmer. From the depths rose the golden turtle spirit once more, his voice echoing across the waves. "My king, the enemy was not your fate. Your fate was your own heart's blindness. The one who betrayed you rides beside you now." The king turned to his daughter, who looked at him with wide, terrified eyes. "Father, what do you mean?" The turtle spirit's voice thundered. "She revealed your secret to the enemy." Mỵ Châu fell to her knees, trembling. Tears streamed down her face. "Father, I did not know. I loved him. I thought he came for peace." The wind howled. The waves rose. And in that moment, Duong Vuong's heart shattered, torn between love for his child and duty to his people. Slowly he raised his sword. "My daughter, your sin was born of love, but it has drowned a kingdom. May your blood wash away our shame." He struck her down upon the shore. The sea turned crimson. Then the king walked into the waves and vanished. The golden turtle spirit followed him beneath the surface, and they were never seen again. They say where Mỵ Chau's blood fell, seashells turned pink with her sorrow, and where her body rested, a soft spring of water rose, forever clear as her tears. As for Trong Thui, when he returned and found his beloved dead, his heart broke. He threw himself into the well where they had once whispered their love, seeking her in death as he could not in life. The well still stands at Ko Loa, its waters said to shimmer like a mirror of guilt and longing. And the legend says, if you wash a pink seashell from the eastern sea in that well, the colors fade. As if the two souls are reunited at last. Centuries passed. Empires rose and fell upon the bones of Âu Lạc. But the story of Duong Vuong endured, whispered through generations, sung by poets, carved into stone. It is not merely a tale of kings and wars. It is a story of trust and betrayal, love and loss, faith and downfall, the eternal lessons of the human heart. In every age, the magic crossbow becomes something new, a symbol of power, or a warning that power without wisdom will always destroy itself. And somewhere, beyond the mist and the tides, perhaps the king still stands beside the golden turtle, guarding the memory of a kingdom lost, yet never forgotten.